Imagine you are a peasant living in the Middle Ages. You wake up not to daylight, but to the loud voice of your master rising from the barn. The fog from the night has not yet lifted. The air is cold, and your breath turns to steam in the hut. For a moment, you lay your head down and think, if only I could sleep a little longer. But that is impossible, because time has no meaning for you. You don't even have the right to determine when the sun rises. Your day begins when the Lord wants it to, and ends only when the Lord allows it. In 12th century Europe, the overwhelming majority of the population were peasants, over 90%. These people did not build an empire, did not conquer, did not make their mark on history, but they bore the real burden of history. They worked, they produced, and most of the time, they remained invisible. Today, we are looking back at the lives of those invisible people. Before dawn, there is movement in the cottage, because going to work before sunrise is not a custom, it is a necessity. You cannot sleep while your master waits for you in the field. You have to endure hunger, deprivation, punishment. Breakfast? Not in today's sense, just barley bread, hard, unsatisfying, quickly stale. With onions, maybe a little cheese, if you're lucky. What you eat does not strengthen your body. It is just enough to keep you alive. The peasant's greatest goal is to survive another year. Life is not about making plans for the future. It is about trying to get through the winter without starving to death. That is why working 12 hours a day is normal, and often even more is required. In the fields, in the forest, at the mill, in the Lord's barn, there is no rest. You work when it rains, you work when the sun burns, you work even if you are sick. Because a day without work puts you in debt, and debt means punishment. The place you call home doesn't even qualify as shelter by today's standards. A single-room hut, mud-plastered walls, a thatched roof. The inside of the house is usually so smoky you can't see a thing, because most huts don't have chimneys. Fire is necessary for both heating and cooking, but the smoke burns your lungs. Most villagers live with chronic respiratory problems, coughing constantly. What you would call a bed is just a pile of straw spread on the floor. There is no furniture in your home. If you have a table, a few wooden stools, and a pot, you consider yourself lucky. Family life is not easy either. Children start working at a young age. There are children who help gather crops at age 5 and tend animals at age 7. Because human labor is valuable. Everyone must work to keep the family afloat. When illness strikes, there is little that can be done. Even the simplest infection can be fatal. The chances of a peasant child reaching adulthood are about 50-50. Social order is also an unchangeable fate for you. Your Lord protects you, at least on paper, but in return, takes most of your labor. A significant portion of your harvest goes to him. The church demands a share of what remains. You must feed your family for a year with what is left. You have no other choice. In short, life for a medieval peasant was not built on comfort, freedom, or happiness. Life was simply a matter of survival. Things that seem ordinary to us today, a warm room, clean water, fresh bread, a pair of shoes, even simple medical care, were unattainable luxuries for them. Even the concept of our daily routine was unimaginably comfortable for them. Life in their world was hard, the system was ruthless, and life was much more fragile than it is today. That is why the story of the medieval peasant is actually a story of survival.